Welcome to the Indian PokeTube, and in today's video we're going to be using a Summer Cup team that I can highly recommend to all of you guys. I went on a very good streak with this team. This team is Noctowl, Vigoroth Safe Switch and the Shadow Swampert Closer. So in comes an Obstagoon. We're going to first tank one move because Noctowl is quite tanky. We're going to save all that energy. He gets the boost, which is clearly not good because now the cross chop will do massive damage. He goes for Night Slash and luckily he does not get a boost, and we're just able to counter him down as he reaches his fifth counter. So that was pretty good. And in comes a Pelipper on a loaded Vigoroth, which means that we can just go for the body slam spam, and he has to shield one eventually. Let's see what he does. He shields the second one and we'll reach one more, so he has to throw his next move. And now we can just come in with our Flying Owl, and we have the loaded Sky Attack. We have a lot of loaded energy which we saved up. We didn't throw it against the Obstagoon because it would not have done too much damage. In comes an Azu. So we're going for a Sky Attack here so that we can one-shot it with the Earthquake. And at this point we were running the Earthquake on the Swampert, but I make a big misplay here. I thought that he would need one more bubble, so which is why I stayed in over there for so long. Ideally I should have just switched out to Swampert because now he can go for the Hydro Pump, which does not KO. We can still reach the Earthquake on 1 HP and a Dream, and if he lets this go, it's gonna boom him, and we are so low that he can get only one wing attack. We throw the Sky Attack, he reaches his second wing attack, and then we can go for another Sky Attack. He gets one more for free. That's 3 wing attacks right now, and he needs 2 more. Luckily we can just throw the wing attack and get the win. But definitely that was a misplay on my part. I should have just thrown the Sky Attack on the Noctowl and instantly switched to my Swampert. I was not counting correctly. I wanted to catch a move on the Swampert because I know that I can catch a Play Rough and an Ice Beam and still reach the Earthquake. Anyway, hopping into the next match, we pick up a lead against a Tropius, which is amazing. In comes a Crustle. So we are hard countering the poor opponent. I'm going straight for the Hydro Cannon because this will just KO it if he lets it go, and he does. And we can even fake the Sludge Wave. So I would recommend running Sludge Wave in this meta, especially if you're running the kind of team that I'm running. But that's fine. He just goes straight for the Leaf Blade, so I can just let it go. No point in shielding because we have a great response with our Flying Bird, and we can go for a Sky Attack. This will almost KO the Tropius. So he shields. Let's see what he has in the back, and you'll see it's a very common team that some of the YouTubers have made famous. I'm going to shield because if it's overheat, it's going to do massive damage, and he knows it's over right now, and he concedes the game. So that's 2 wins in a row, and this team is super solid because what happens is that the Vigoroth is the best safe switch in the meta. So people usually bring in their Tropius or their Venusaur because they can resist the counter with my Vigoroth, and then you can sweep with the Swampert once the grass type is out of the way. Same strategy. In comes a Vigoroth. We're going to tank a move because Noctowl is the tankiest mon. We can easily tank the moves. We can bring in our own Vigoroth to see, and he brings in a Walrein, so it was more of a simultaneous switch. He did not really safe switch, so this is looking good because Walrein is a big core breaker, right? Walrein beats Noctowl and it also beats Swampert, so it's very good to see that the Fat Walrus is aligned on Vigoroth, and as you can see we can comfortably win CMP ties here. So I'm just going for one CMP tie after another CMP tie, and if he chooses to bring in the Vigoroth, I think we still have enough health to reach one more Body Slam, and yes we do. And even though the Vigoroth is loaded with a lot of energy, that's not really a problem because we have a loaded Sky Attack, and I'm going to make him decide what he wants to do, and he wants to give me both his shields. That's absolutely fine. At this point I'm placing my faith in Swampert. Now that the Walrein is gone, Swampert is looking great, and the funny thing is we still reach the Sky Attack. Poor Vigoroth can't even farm down the Noctowl, so this is looking great. We have Swampert with 2 shields versus a Diggersby. Diggersby gets 4 mud shots here, but that's not really going to help because 2 Hydro Cannons will definitely KO the Fat Bunny. Good game. So that's 3 wins in a row, and like I said, this team is super solid. I've climbed to 2400 again with this team. I had tanked to 2200, so I've climbed around 200 points with this super solid team. It's just so easy to use. So picking up a lead against Swampert, and like I said, you always want to tank a move on the Noctowl because Noctowl is the tankiest mon. This is where you want your opponent to waste his energy so that you can come in with the Vigoroth. And I'm going to throw a Sky Attack because Shadow Swampert is super glassy. He has to shield, and now I bring in my Vigo, and in comes the Spidey Boy, which is fine for us. We are going to just throw it at the right timing. Remember that he needs 3 volt switches for each move, and it's always best to throw the move in the middle of their animation so that they don't sneak in an extra move. So So I'm just going to overfarm quite a bit, and now I'm at the back-to-back body slams. If he chooses to shield, I can get off one more. He knows that, so I'm just going to go for another body slam. In hindsight, you can always go for a counter because it's 4 turns to the thing, but it's absolutely fine because in this case it's not a problem, and we are 2 shields up. There's nothing the opponent can do. Even if he wins the CMP as I reach my next hydro cannon, I can safely shield it up. I can just undercharge the hydro cannon. It's clearly unfortunate I miscounted. Had I known that he was reaching the hydro cannon, I would not have thrown it now, but I can still get in one free mud shot. So we have a loaded Swampert and a full health Noctowl, and the opponent concedes the match. So we are at 4-0 right now. So like I said, super consistent team. Unless you're facing a Walrein lead, you are pretty much good with anything. And as you'll see, sadly we are facing the Walrein lead, and these matches are very difficult. I'm still not sure how to play this, so I instantly switched to my Vigoroth, and in comes the Empoleon. I think I could have won this game if I went for the body slam, because it was very obvious he's gonna shield. So a big display by me. I should have just gone for the body slam, so then I would have left with a lot of health and a lot of energy. But like this way we can flip switch and we have equal shields, but we cannot really take down the Walrein. It's going to be super tough. Still, we're going to try our best. Let's see what we can do. In comes a Charmer. We can reach 2 body slams. If he's smart, he lets it go. He knows his Walrein is win condition, so he makes the right play. And I'm going to switch out to the Noctowl to get ahead on energy, because there's no point in staying in there, right? Because the Walrein has amazing matchups anyway. I might as well try to get a few wing attacks so that before he can react fast enough. But he lets this go as well. I really needed him to shield. If he had shielded that, I could have earthquaked him with Swampert, but he knows what he's doing. He even undercharges that. Good play by the opponent. Really not much we can do. But then, had we gone for the body slam with the Vigoroth, I think we would have comfortably won this game. Because at this point, we can shield this, but we cannot really farm down the Wigglytuff, as you'll see, because the charms do just way too much damage. So we can't really much shot down the Wigglytuff, and I tried to make a catch. That was my only win condition. I'm unable to make the catch. Had I caught it, I may have been able to win it. Nothing to do, because see, we can't really farm him down. The mud shots are doing nothing. He would have just charmed us down. So nothing to do. But you'll see that we just lose by one mud shot, in spite of the misplay in the mid game and the fact that I failed the Vigoroth catch. We were still able to come close. Just one more mud shot, and we would have won the game. So maybe if I had thrown one more mud shot on the thing, the pink blobby thing, then maybe we could have won the game. But yeah, matches against Walrein lead is very tough, but again, they're not completely, it's not a instant loss. Picking up a lead against a Talonflame, and you'll see that we need 7 wing attacks to reach the Sky Attack, which is 14 turns, and Talonflame needs 3 Incinerates, which is 15, which means that you can throw the Sky Attack before he reaches the move, and you can try to catch on the Vigoroth. I tried to catch here because they always bait with the Flame Charge. I've only been hit once out of I think 5 or 6 times. So it's always best to no shield, because they always like to bait. And I'm going to go for the body slam. He gives me a shield, and I'm looking fine. I'm going to let this go, because at this point we've grabbed both his shields, and Shadow Swampert with a 2 shield advantage is just unbeatable. Even if he has a grass type, like so he brings in his like Vigoroth. I'm going for the 2 hydro cannons because I'm not sure if one earthquake KOs. So I'm just going for the safe play, 2 hydro cannons, and that's going to take out the good old Vigo. And you're going to see the power of Shadow Swampert just casually cleaning up the game. 1v3, no sweat at all. In comes the Walrein, which is a big like counter to Swampert, but with 2 shields up, there's nothing he can do. And since he's Shadow as well, one earthquake is going to just destroy the Walrein, send him back to his cave. Boom, one shots the Walrein, and we can even outpace. We can just shield this, to be honest, because Swampert is just putting on a show here. One more mud shot, and that is a beautiful game. So if you can generate shield advantage for your Swampert, and if you can bait out the grass type with the Vigoroth, I mean, that's all you need to do. And in this meta, to be honest, most of the grass types are on the lead. I've seen a lot of Tropius leads. I think it's because of Yonkers, who put up a really good team. It was Tho, I don't remember who it was, but now everybody is running the Tropius on the lead mostly. So this team is doing amazing in the meta. So same strategy, we are going to tank a move with a Noctowl on the lead. If it's a neutral lead like this, we're just going to tank one move, make him throw his energy, and grab a shield with the Sky Attack, because that would do crazy amount of damage on the Swampert. So, and it's important to count the moves, so we should not be giving any extra energy. So we're going to come in with like Vigor, we can shield, because we can reach the next body slam before he reaches his next hydro. So we'll either get a shield back, but he comes in with the Jelly, which is frankly a very bad matchup unless he's running the Ice Beam. So this is not a great play by the opponent, because he has only Bubble Beam to hit us, whereas like Bulldoze will at least do what, like 30%. Yeah, it does around 25% damage. And the best part is, since he can only go for the bubble beams and he does not really have any threat to my health, I can just keep farming. I don't have to throw. I'll just keep farming and save all of this energy for later in the match, and I can just bring in my Noctowl, another hard wall to the jelly, and he can only go for the thing, the bubble beam, which is fine. We can easily tank that. We're going to overfarm a little bit before he reaches his next bubble beam and throw the sky attack. There's no point in him shielding. We're going to let it go. We have a fully loaded Vigoroth in the back. In comes a Talon Flame. Again, we're going to try to do as much damage as we can. Maybe go for a couple of sky attacks, but he shields. Definitely a misplay by the opponent. There's no point in shielding such a debuff move. Even if it was a shadow ball, it would not have done too much damage. And since he blind throws the move, I'm expecting a flame charge because he might think that I'll bring in my like Vigoroth. So that's why. And this is going to be a safe play because I know his Swampert is not at a lot of energy. I can safely overfarm, get to 2 moves back, and throw the 2 hydro cannons. And we have more than 2 body slams loaded on the Vigoroth. Super comfortable victory. Really nothing the opponent can do. If he brings in the Swampert, I go for the hydro cannon, and the jelly is super low. A couple of like punches, and it's a good game. Super consistent team, super recommended. And like I said, the strategy is the same. If you face a grass type, you stay in. But if you face anything else in like a neutral matchup, you stay in for a bit, tank a move and switch out. Again, that's a beautiful lead. It's something that beats our backline. So we stay in. In comes an Obstagoon. And as you saw me, I tried tapping, but because of a bit of lag or whatever, I was not able to switch out instantly. The Obstagoon got a decent lead of a few counters. I'm going to CMP tie because we both need 5 counters to each move. So I CMP tied. We flip switch, which is beautiful because we don't want the Swampert to go up against the Bug Boy. I don't know if we are like running Sludge Wave, but I do remember like switching out to Sludge Wave at a point. And he can go for the bubble beams, he can go for the bug buzz. Nothing is really going to hurt. He goes for the bubble beam, trying to debuff the attack, but honestly it makes no difference. He should actually go for the bug buzz because the bug buzz does a bit more, and also the bug buzz has a chance to lower my attack, I mean my defense. Anyway, in comes a Wigglytuff, and we can go for the back-to-back hydro cannons here, and that's going to grab both his shields. But again, there's really not much he can do because we are almost at 2 sky attacks, and 2 sky attacks will take out this Wiggly. We can shield the Wiggly because we don't need shields for the Bug Boy. The Bug is really not going to do much damage. We have 2 shields as it is. I don't even know if we'll need the second shield at this point. Just go for the sky attack instantly. Don't want to get hit with all that charm damage. And now it's a comfortable game, and that's going to be an easy win. No point to shield, no point in shielding. If he gets the bug bust debuff, I might as well save the shield, but he goes for the bubble beam, which makes it even easier. And I'm just going to go for the sky attack and knock him out. So again, super consistent team. You can easily give this a shot if you're looking to climb in the Summer Cup. I think Summer Cup is a great way to climb, and Harsh is also using this team, so there might be a video on that soon. But this is with the new bug catcher pose. I think that's pretty funky as well. We pick up the dream lead. Tropius is the best lead. In comes the Macargo, and again this is super easy. I forgot to TM away Earthquake for hydro cannon. If I had hydro cannon in this, if I had sludge wave in this game, it would have been even easier. But as you'll see, it's going to be a comfortable win because this is the same line most probably. I'm not sure what his third mon is, but this is super common. The Tropius, fire turtle, and the another rock type in the back. So double rock, a rock hole team. So I'm just going to keep building up to the sludge wave and throwing the hydro cannons. And if I had and if I had the sludge wave, I could have got 2 sludge waves off, and that would have actually taken out the Tropius. But that's fine, as you'll see, because we have a super hard counter with our Noctowl. Again, we are going to go for hydro cannon, and since no air slash snuck in, I think this is a CMP tie. So that is also a misplay by the opponent. There was no point in him going for the move because I would have he goes for a 0 charge, but doesn't really matter. We can farm him all the way down. Like I said, this is that like double rock team that everyone is running. I'm going to call the first one because 1 wild charge does not KO, and his defense will be lowered, so I can counter him down. So no point in going for a shield. Then now I'm going to shield because now I'm definitely in wild charge range. But he still baits me, which is fine because I'm at the back-to-back body slams, and he's still not at his next move. I've been counting his moves, so that's going to be an easy body slam. That's going to take him out. And in fact, we can even reach a body slam against the flying bird if he chooses to farm me. But he goes for leaf blade, and we still reach the body slam. So Vigoroth putting in a lot of work. Easy game because we kind of hard countered my opponent. So sorry for that. And as you see that the first set was 4-1, and the second set is going to be 4-1 as well, and the third set I played was 3-2. So pretty good a lot of good games with this team. Why is the screen stuck at this point? Okay, I was getting a call or something. Okay, so it's over here. As you can see, these are two sets that are completed. Both of them were 4-1, and I hope that you guys have a lot of fun in the Summer Cup. Do try this team if you're looking to climb, and I'll see you guys in the next video.